Japanese mom just walked by the window and gave us a look of like, what are you doing?
It's the Texan in Tokyo show. Bing!
I'm married to a foreigner.
I'm married to a foreigner too. And being in an international marriage is fun.
Yeah.
We did a video last time, click somewhere in here, about 4 things to think about before you marry a foreigner. And this is the part 2 that was promised.
Part 2.
Fun fact, last video was recorded less than a week ago when we were in Ghana, West Africa, visiting my parents.
And now we are visiting my parents.
In Ibaraki, in Japan.
Yay!
So
This is international marriage.
we have 5 more things to talk about, starting with
Living in both countries before you get married. In our case, we met in America,
in college. That's fun.
but I didn't propose until you lived in Japan for a bit.
Yeah, about 6 months.
6 months, I think. Yeah. You know, to see if we both are able to live both countries.
It's the thing is you don't actually know whether you'll enjoy living in a country or not until you do it. And I've seen tons and tons of people who arrive fresh off the plane thinking they're gonna love Japan because it's always been their dream to live here.
Jet lagged.
And they hate it so much. However, we do recognize that for financial reasons, job reasons, visa reasons, it's not always possible to live in another country before you get married.
But at least travel there to show them your home, your culture, and your people. Such as, this is who I am, and this is where I come from. We might come back and then live here, you know, someday.
100% agree. It really all boils down to the fact that if for whatever reason your future partner just can't handle living in your country, are you okay not living there again? Number 2, research visas extensively before you get married.
Just because you are married doesn't mean your visa magically appears.
It's not magic at all.
It's not magic. This is important.
Fun fact, that's not actually very fun at all.
Oh.
Just getting married doesn't qualify you for a visa in a lot of countries. Some countries have minimum income requirements, so you have to prove you're making this much money or you had to have already made this much money. Language requirements or heaps and heaps of paperwork, like even more paperwork than Japan, if you can imagine that as possible. We live in Japan where it took about 3 months, a little bit of money, and
How many times did you go
to
back
the immigration
to the-
office.
yeah.
Some of that was just because we messed up and we didn't hire a lawyer because we had no money. Oops. To get our visa, but we got it. And I have a visa that allows me to live here and work here in any field. And there are countries that spousal visas don't allow you to work. So you could get married and move to your partner's country and not be able to have a job at all. I do know people that have been in for a nasty shock that they get married expecting to get this visa and then they don't get a visa. And at this point they have kids and they're doing this long distance marriage, flying every couple of years.
Doing long distance.
And it's
after you married, that.
And a lot of them end up having to get divorced because you just, after a point, you can't do it anymore. And it breaks my heart.
Yeah,
So
I can't even imagine
research visas.
doing that. I don't want to live away.
3, talk about finances. Money, money, money. Different countries have different expectations for how you're spending money, how you're saving money, how you do your household budget. Our countries are a little bit different, no?
You look beautiful.
Look at this boy. This is why I married him.
You are really surprised by many things. My abs and my awesome muscles, but
awesome personality.
mostly when I gave you my paycheck.
Yeah, when we got married, he came home from work and he was like, here's my
Yeah, like,
paycheck.
yeah,
And I was just
money.
like, okay, what do you want me to do with this? And that is how I learned that in Japan, usually the wife is responsible for the household budget. And so the husband just gives her the paycheck and she plans everything.
But don't spend all of it.
Well, you would hope I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So number 4.
It's an 8.
Again.
I'm sorry.
Really?
I can't help it.
Really?
I can't help it. Understand how little or how often one or both of you are going to be able to see your family.
It can be hard to visit your parents even when you live in the same country, but living abroad makes this even harder.
And you know how we said earlier, you got to talk about finances? You need to make sure that you're financially able to commit to being able to see family members. So we visit my family once a year. We either go to America to visit my grandparents and siblings, or we go to Ghana to visit my family. And international travel is not cheap. It's several $1,000s a year, and we have to be putting aside money every month for that, because that's something that we've made a commitment to.
Yeah.
But that first year after we got married, we were broke newlyweds. So I went back to America by myself for Thanksgiving to see my parents and my
I
grandparents.
wanted to
and
go,
stuff like
but we didn't have enough money. Slash, I couldn't take.
time off work because we didn't necessarily have enough money. But so far it's only been that 1 year, and every year after that we have both been able to. So yay!
Yeah, Texas and now Ghana, now Japan.
It can be hard only seeing
Yeah.
your family once a year, and I did another video about that you can click somewhere in here for. And last but not least,
Recognize home court advantage,
which
like
means
sports. You know, home team and away. You can perform better at your home.
because you know the turf better.
Yeah, and then people cheer you. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So when it's your home country, it's easier for you to get a job, make friends,
Reserve things online,
plan your trips.
talk to people. The home court advantage, it exists, and just recognize it exists and talk about it. And check up on your partner every once in a while and make sure that they're doing okay. Playing outside of their home court.
One time I was planning a trip for us in America. I was making reservation and then halfway there, I messed it up somehow. I needed to make a phone call and then I was talking to them on the phone, but this person has really heavy in some accent and it was hard for me to understand. So I asked you to talk to the person and then it was kind of like, I wish I could have done it. Like feeling like, oh man, this isn't cool because I wanted
You're
to
trying to impress your girlfriend.
exactly.
And I mean, there's sometimes when I have to do trips or when I'm planning a trip and I need to make the reservation in Japanese, and it's really hard. So for the most part, when we're in America, I do most of the planning, reserving, finding apartments, things like that. And when we're in Japan, you do it because it's just easier when it's your language and it's your culture. And those are 5 more things that you should talk about before marrying a foreigner. There were a ton of really great comments in the first video about you guys' advice.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So please also put more advice in this comment section, and we're gonna take the comments that we think are the best advice.
Because
from
you
that
guys are
video
awesome.
And this video, and we're gonna make a 3rd video of things to think about before marrying a foreigner. Yay for international marriage.
3. Part 3.
So let's get some advice in the comments.
Yes, please help us out.
If you like these videos, please subscribe. We put out new videos twice a week.
Because the more subscribers we get, the shorter hair I get.
Actually, you did because I cut it
Yeah.
between the 2 videos. Oops. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye. Please subscribe so I can have shorter hair.
I don't know what this boy does. Can I turn this,
Go for international marriage.
please? You turn off the camera.
Love you.
Bye, guys.
So, dun 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 dun. Oh, dun dun. This means 5.
So it means kids have to go home.
Yeah, 帰りましょう。帰りましょう。
This is one of the problems with video editing is every time noise hits in the background, you're like, well, you gotta stop talking now.
Dun, 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 dun. Walls, doors.
Be impressed, that's the rice paper over there that we haven't poked holes in it, even though I really want to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
That
could
was
blame it
fun.
on the
That was
babies.
fun, yeah. I often did that actually.
That doesn't even surprise me.
Yeah, it feels good to like watching. Oh,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't stop. Oh.